Good morning everyone. This video is for the students of class 11th, subject economics. In this video, we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 8, arithmetic line graphs, or we can say time series graphs, from our book Statistics for Economics, and this is our lecture number 1 for chapter 8. So in this video, we are going to read the following topics: construction of graph, rules for constructing a graph, and one variable graphs. So before starting, we should know what are time series graphs. When information is arranged over a period of time, okay, when we have arranged some information or data on over a period of time, it is called time series graph. Okay, now the graph drawn on such data is known as time series graph. In it, time like hour, day and date, week, month, year, etc. is plotted along x-axis and the value of the variables are shown on y-axis. A line graph by joining these plotted points. Okay, now after plotting the points, the line which we make after joining these points, that line obtained is called arithmetic line graph, or we can say time series graph. It helps in understanding the trend, periodicity, etc. in a long-term time series data. Okay. Now see construction of a graph. This is the Cartesian plane. On this Cartesian plane, there are two lines, horizontal line and vertical line. This horizontal line is known as abscissa, or we can say x-axis. And this vertical line is known as ordinate or y-axis. Now the point where this y and x-axis intersect each other is known as point of origin. Okay. Now here on this side, above the x-axis on y-axis, positive values are shown. Below x-axis on y-axis, negative values are shown. Okay. On x-axis here, this side positive values are shown. And here negative values are shown. So overall, these two lines divide the complete plane in four equal parts, that is quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. In quadrant 1, both the values of x and y are positive. In quadrant 2, x is negative but y is positive. In quadrant 3, both the values are negative. And in quadrant 4, x is positive and y is negative. Now, as the data in statistics are based on positive figures, so generally the data is drawn in first quadrant. Now, have a look on rules for constructing a graph. Okay, these are some rules which you have to keep in your mind while constructing a graph. The first thing is heading. Okay, there must be a heading on the top of the graph. Suppose the graph is based on the monthly production of a factory. Then on the above of your graph, write down the heading monthly production of factory. Okay, see, every graph must have a suitable and precise heading. Heading must be self-explanatory about the nature of information in the graph. Okay, heading should explain what kind of information you are going to give through your graph. The next one is choice of scale. One should fix an appropriate scale on which data should be presented. An appropriate scale is the one by which the entire data are easily represented by the graph. The graph should be on the middle of the graph paper to make it attractive. Okay, now you have to choose the scale on which the values and volume of the data depend. Okay, like how much scale you are taking the scale of 10, 20 or 30, and the graph you are making should be made in the middle of the graph paper so that it would be attractive. Okay, now the next point that you have to keep in mind is proportion of the axis. Okay, that how much length you are taking of x-axis and how much length you are taking of y-axis. Okay, so if it is possible, then keep your length of x-axis on the graph paper 1.5 times the length of y-axis. Okay. The next one is method of plotting the points. Now, as I told you that in statistics, mostly the data are positive in figures. So, the data is presented in the first quadrant. Okay. So, accordingly, the point of origin is fixed to the left and lower portion of the graph. Okay. This is the graph, Cartesian plane. So, in this quadrant, you are going to present your data. So, here from x-axis, you will count from this side, and from y-axis you will count from this side and you will plot the point. Okay. The next one is lines of different types. See, if more than one line or curve are to be drawn in the same graph, okay, if in a graph you are drawing two variables, okay, you are drawing two variable graph, then these lines should be differentiated from each other, okay, in the form of broken lines. One you can take like this, one you can take like this, and you can take like this one, okay. So if in a single graph you are showing different graphs, then you have to choose different types of lines, okay. Next one is table of data. It would be useful to give the table of data along with the graph of the data. This helps verification of the graph. Okay, so whenever you are making a graph, if it is possible, then give your table along with the graph so that the checker or the person who is verifying, that person can verify your graph easily through the help of that table. Now see, use of false line. If the values in a series are very large, okay, the difference between the smallest value and 0 is high, and if these values are to be indicated on y-axis of the graph, then the y-axis is started somewhere above the point O or origin. Okay, suppose your first data is 35,000. Okay, this is the first value that you have to indicate on y-axis. And the next value is 35,800. 35,800. Now, it would not be correct if we directly write 35,000 after 0. Okay, immediately after 0, if we write 35,000, it would not be proper. Now, how it is done? We will put this small kink or cut on y-axis and we will start our data from 35,000 and so on without wasting the space. Okay, so this is known as kink. Okay, similarly, if these values are to be indicated on x-axis, then a cut or kink is marked on the x-axis. Okay, so this is use of false line. Next one is to draw a line or curve. See, we mark different points on the graph paper corresponding to different values of a series. These points are joined to make a line or curve. The joining line must be uniform throughout its length. It should not be of different thickness at its different points. Okay, now on a graph paper, when we join different points, okay, these lines should be of same thickness. Okay. Now see, there are two types of graphs, time series graphs, that is one variable graph and two variable graphs. In this video, we are going to read about one variable graphs. One variable graphs are those in which values of only one variable are shown with respect to some time period. Okay, basically one variable graphs are those graphs in which only one variable is shown. Okay. See through example. Following table shows production of a factory between January to June. Present the information in the form of one variable time series graph. Okay, we will take these months, time on x-axis and production on y-axis. See. So, production is taken on y-axis. This is the heading, monthly production of a factory. Okay, months are taken on x-axis. Now, in January, the production was 5. In February month, the production was 7.5. In March month, the production was 5. April, production was 10. In May, production was 12.5. And in June, production was 15. Now, after plotting these points, I have joined these points through a scale. Okay, so this is one variable graph. Now, there is use of false line. Okay, I told you earlier that use of false line is very common. When there is huge gap between 0 and the first unit, then we will use false line. Okay, see. Following table gives hypothetical figures of exports from India during years 2013 to 14 to 2017-18. Present the information in the form of suitable graph. Okay, time, that is year, will be taken on x-axis. Okay, and exports in crores will be taken on y-axis. See, the graph shows exports from India. Okay, this is the time period. So this is the heading of the graph. Now exports are shown on y-axis and time, that is an year, is shown on x-axis. Now see, the first gap is of 500. Okay, now see, the first gap is of 500 and remaining gap is of 100. So to indicate this gap, we will use this false line, or we can say a cut or kink. Okay, so now in 2013 to 14, okay, the exports were 600. So this is the point. 2014-15 exports were 640. 2015-16 export was 670. 2016-70 export was 780 and 2017-80 export was 900. After plotting these points, I have joined these points. Okay, so in this graph, the new point was that when we will use false line. Okay, so that was all about today's video, in which we have read about construction of graph, guidelines for constructing the graph, and one variable graphs. Now you have to do these two questions. Plot the annual profits of a firm on a time series graph. Okay, like this is the year which will be taken on x-axis. This is the profit which will be taken on y-axis. Next one, the following are the sales figures of TVs of a firm A during 2013-2018. Okay, this is the year which will be taken on x-axis, and this is sale in 1000 units which will be taken on y-axis. Now see, the gap between 0 and this one, first unit, will be more. Okay, so we will use kink or false line. Okay.